Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is. It's been a blur. Really excited. You know, it's obviously our first signing day at UTSA. We're thrilled to sign 8 great student athletes, all from the great state of Texas. And I want to start off by thanking the Texas High School Coaches Association. You know, one of the big deals of our community or culture at the Texas High School Coaches Association is that we go through the Texas High School football coach. They have a big deal called straight line recruiting. That'll be what we're about. We're going to go through the Texas High School football coach, get the information, and those 2,200 texts that we've received since we've gotten the job. Coach Lelt, would you say it's fair to say we've had probably 400 evals we've been sent from our buddies, and we're committed to evaling every one of those players, getting it written up, communicating back to that Texas High School football coach, whether we took him or wanted to offer him or not offer him. We're going to be transparent, open, and honest, and that's what straight line recruiting is. So the balance of our class is ironic but perfect. What's going to sell us is the more people that know us, that can speak on our behalf. That's what's going to sell us, because I've hired coaches that are authentic. We have a great university, a great city, a great program, and some facilities that are coming. They're going to be top notch. So we've got 4 kids out of the Houston area. We have a kid out of the DFW area. We have 2 kids from the Central Texas area. And we have a kid from East Texas. So we just hit every one of our areas that we want to go to. So guess what? All those kids are going to go back and be able to talk about what we have to sell here. And that's what's going to sell it. Players recruiting players, coaches recruiting players. That's what this is all about. So really excited about that. Also the balance. 3 kids on offense, 3 kids on defense, an athlete that we know can play a lot of positions, and a kicker. So balance, just call it luck, call it great planning. In a week, I'm going to go more towards the luck on that one, but it is what it is. All right, we'll take questions. JJ. Go ahead, JJ.
JJ Perez, Inside Runner Sports. Coach, what were some of the challenges in getting this class together with just a week of time?
The first part was just getting the official visit organized. You know, that's a lot of work. Transportation, communication, restaurants, hotels. So from President Amy to Dr. Compost, you know, Mike, everybody that was just so on board to help us. No one's told us no. We just keep going, and they just keep finding ways to take care of us. So that was the biggest obstacle. Then you get the event plan. You don't want to throw a great party and nobody show up, right? So we had a great party. Now we got to get them to show up. And all the kids that we attempted to get here got here. And so then that was that part. Well, then you want them all to sign with you. So Sunday, a lot of pressure, and we were a little nervous, but you know, we were 7 for 7 as they left, and we had picked up another commit after that. So that's where we got our 8th one from. And still a long ways to go in this class, but we got off to a roaring start.
How about David Flotis with Ken's 5?
Yes, sir.
Javion Cardwell, you know, we're familiar with him from Steele. Can you just talk a little bit about, I know he signed with Oklahoma State initially. Talk to us a little bit about him coming home.
Yeah, well, just by coincidence, we ate at Tony G's, you know, that morning, which is right up my alley. You know, his dad, James, and his mom, Natasha, were sitting with me, and we just hit it off, and we had a great opening relationship, and the kid came. We were really excited to get him. We think he could compete, you know, right when he gets here and plays. He's a local kid, so he's kind of a local legend, which is always nice. You know, draw the line. That's the first thing we talked about. We want to keep the great players in San Antonio here. So the more of our kids we get here that play well and do well, the better it is for the other kids to want to come join us here. So kid's a great football player. I believe he had 11 interceptions in his career. He's a heck of an athlete, great person. Glad to get him back. You know, his mom and his dad excited to have him. I know Coach Graham can't wait to coach him.
Greg Lucas, San Antonio Express News. With Cardwell, what's the outlook for his eligibility? Is there a chance he can play next year?
We feel good about that. Obviously, we've got to apply and wait for all that, but our compliance department is excited and we're hopeful, and we hope we can pull that off.
Is there a hardship that that'd be related to, or something that could lead to that opening?
I couldn't really tell you about all that. I wouldn't know, and don't know if I could tell you if I did know, so sorry.
Coach, Liam Blaze with Spectrum News. What did you say to players and their parents if they expressed any concerns about having a new head coach come in, someone that wasn't maybe the main person recruiting them?
I don't blame them. I totally understand it. I've got 3 children. I wouldn't want to drop my 3 kids off to a stranger. But it's kind of like what I've been saying since I got the job. You know, I've been in the state for 48 years, 49 years. I've coached 30 years. As soon as Cyrus sat down, his father Eamon asked me if I knew Richard Whitaker and Randy McCowan, because I coached at Jacksonville. I took my phone, I called Randy, I had the phone to Eamon. They chopped it up for 10, 15 minutes. Gave my phone back, I called Richard, handed the phone to Eamon. Talked 10, 15 minutes. Eamon, Rod done a great job recruiting them already, but Eamon was in, Cyrus was in. It's relationships, it's trying to do things right for 30 years, and I hope they got a glimpse of that in 3 days. We put our best foot forward, obviously, but more importantly, it's going to be, hopefully, the Lord gives me another 30 years, and we can get 60 years of this going now.
Coach Stephen Whitaker, birdsup.com. You got Cyrus and Jamal, 2 defensive ends. What about those 2 do you like, and what are some of their maybe differences that could come through?
If you watch them, they're explosive off the ball. They're athletes. They've got length. They've got stature. They've got speed. They've got playmaking ability. They're high character kids. They're bell cows. People are going to follow them. So they're very similar. And yeah, we were, had a relationship with Jamal for many, many years, and I really commend Coach Wright on what he had done to have Cyrus ready for me to come in, and luckily they knew Richard Whitaker and Randy McCowan. That was big on my part.
Coach, you've got the ones you signed already. This early signing period goes through Friday. Do you expect, or were you close to anybody else? You might get another 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever until the end of the early signing period, and then come February, I guess, if you can give me a number, how many rides or scholarships do you have left after this? You know?
Under promise and oversell, right? That's the name of our business. We hope to get 1 more. I think that'd be fair to say we're in play for 1 more.
Just in the early period?
Mm-hmm. We're trying to be really smart. I think you can make a great mistake of trying to impress y'all and throw a bunch of kids at y'all all of a sudden, and then you got a problem for 4 years. If I miss on a kid, I'm gonna get beat up today. If I take a kid that we might not want for 4 years, that's a real problem. We're being picky. This first class, if you look at it, the early signing period's been in existence now for 3 years. It's a real punishment to first-year head coaches, your first time. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a new animal to all of us. But I would say what we've learned already, and speaking with many, many coaches when they took over a new job, is to not just grab kids because you get in late, don't do a proper eval on them, rush, get them, you got a problem for 4 years on your hands.
Do you have a number of guys you're targeting for February?
We do. We actually just met on that. Coach Left did a heck of a job. We've got 11. We're shooting for 11 in February. We need O-linemen bad. We need depth. The depth position is very bad. We need linebacker depth. We need defensive back depth. We've got some good pieces on the team. We're excited about our football team, but we need depth. Our practices are going to be extremely up-tempo, extremely fast, a lot of fun. They're going to reflect the energy of the head coach and the coaching staff. So we need a lot of players because we're going to play fast. We're going to coach hard and love them harder, but we need depth.
Coach, you spoke to this, sorry, Jessica Helm from KSAT 12. You spoke to this a little bit just now, but how have some of your current commitments addressed some of the needs that you have on your roster?
Well, there's 2 ways to look at that. I mean, people say, you know, well, you're 4-8. Well, yeah, we're 4-8. So as a kid, you're looking at that going, there must be an opportunity to play. We want to win, so there's a real chance to come in and play. But when I identify our roster, I see good pieces. I see good parts. So, you know, it's never as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think either. It's usually somewhere right in there, and that's what our job is to figure that out and get that fixed, get the right pieces. Not every person's for me, and I know I'm not right for everybody. I've said it before. I believe like-minded people surround themselves with like-minded people, and there's going to be a certain type of player want to come play, certain kind of mom, certain kind of dad. We're extremely family-oriented in a city that's very family-oriented. I think the family is going to be really big for us to make sure we capture the families, to know we're going to take care of their babies.
Coach, what are your expectations for this upcoming year?
We're going to be better tomorrow than we were today. And we're just going to keep stacking those on top. And I get it. This thing's about winning and losing. I've never not understood that. I just have always believed, and it's worked for me, that I think I'm talented enough that I can surround myself with great talent, that they can recruit great talent, that if we keep stacking great days on top of it, another one, on top of another one, beat them every day, have a great plan, eventually that thing's going to swing. And it's like a snowball. When it gets rolling, when I got the job, we had a little flake. You know, we're only 7 days in, folks, and we got momentum rolling. We're heading in the right spot. You know, unfortunately, it's only a snowball right now, and we could whack somebody with it pretty good, but we need to get that thing bigger, faster, and when it's done, it's going to be an avalanche. It's going to be a lot of fun around here.
Coach, I know obviously it's been about the recruiting, you know, when you hit the ground running, as you said, and all that, but how much of your time have you split, Coach, between that and then sitting down and actually watching film, if you will, of last year's team to identify what you got, number one, what you do have coming back, and then what you might need? How much of that have you been kind of spent in between, going back and forth?
Not near as much as I want, for sure. But I've hired, you know, 9 great men that I trust a lot. They pull me in there to let me see what I really need to see. Mostly my watching video in a hotel at about 2 in the morning when I'm about to get a 2-hour nap, and the service I can get, I'm in a huddle and I'm watching recruits. I try to get in the office and just get in there and see as much of our current players as possible. But I think you have to be careful there because they were playing under another coach, another scheme, and I don't want to put them in my mind a certain way. I'm going to listen to academics. I'm going to listen to the strength staff. I'm going to listen to everybody that'll give me information. But at the end of the day, we're starting over. They're getting a new start. And thank goodness I've been given some do-overs in my life. And I got to start over and do it again, because I would hate to have been judged on some of the decisions I might have made earlier in my life, especially at that age. So I do think it's important we identify where we need players, but at the same time, I'm not going to judge a kid totally on what happened in the past.
Coach, what's the status of your hire for defensive coordinator?
He'll be here as soon as he can get through with what he's doing. He's busy right now, so we'll get him here soon.
What was the process like with Jamal of getting him here? How much of a role did your brother play in kind of flipping him over from North Texas?
You know, I never even talked to Kurt about it. And to be honest with you, I already knew where Kurt was and all this, so I didn't spend any time with him. I just wanted him to give me a day. I mean, he was going to North Texas that last few days, and usually whoever gets the kid last, they have a great chance of getting him. But I'd known Dwayne and Erica and Trina for a long time. I was the first kid to offer him 3 different schools. Everywhere I went, I just kept offering. So 4. He might be the only kid ever to get 4 offers from the same man at 4 different schools. But I think he's special, obviously. And it's not just what you see on video. It's just who he is. And he was here today, had a great time at Topgolf. And we're not going to bother kids. When they go on their official visits, we want them to have a great time. So we didn't call him. We just texted him, told him we loved him. We were praying for him. And, you know, I was actually sitting with Dan Dishman. He was the 7th one that day. We were 6 for 6, and Dan was 7. And all of a sudden, Jamal FaceTimed me, and I thought, surely he's not going to break my heart with a FaceTime. If he's going to break my heart, it's going to be by text or by phone call. So I gambled, and because, you know, I didn't want Dan to see a kid not come, and Dan maybe fall over. So Jamal, and he was just smiling ear to ear. He was so happy and so thrilled. And so Dan met Jamal, and Dan met Trina and Erica, and they were all just happy, and that's how it all went down. You know, loving a kid and being good to a kid's important, but when they know you can make them better, that's a powerful combination that's won a lot of ball games for me in my life.
Any questions?
Thank y'all so much.
Thanks, Coach.
Been a blast.